Welcome to the pre-game breakdown. I'm your host, Philip Dukes, aka Dukes D Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop. And as always, this show is brought to you by the Pre-Game Show Network via Uncle Neely, the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT. All right. Oh, you got to check me out on my Goonsville clothing, Goonsville. Uncle Neely said the goons got goons. I may be the newest goon. Yeah, let me get myself together here. For sure. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Can't say that enough. All right, guys. I was pleasantly surprised. They did right. Travis Hunter got awards that he deserves. I do think he should have got the Thorpe, but last night we saw Travis Hunter take 3 awards home. The Bednard, what did he get? The Bednard, the Bolitnikov, and what's the third one? The Walter Camp. Wow. Wow. Shout out to Trav, man. The Bednard, the Bolitnikov, and the Camp. Rarefied air. Never been done. Bolitnikov and Bednard. We just gonna break it down today. We've never seen anything like this, and now it's being validated by awards that previously we saw Travis snubbed, and I felt bad for him because we knew there were outside factors leading to that snub. So when they get it right, you also got to clap and say, you know what? Great job. You got it right. Let's talk about the Bolitnikov, the wide receiver award, best receiver in the country. I mean, when you look at the stats that he put up, and I don't think people realize what he actually did on the offensive side of the ball at wide receiver. Travis Hunter really put up a generational year. Individually, as a receiver, the stats that he put up this year, I mean, when you talk about 92 receptions, 92 receptions, bro. You can't, I mean, dog, 92 catches, averaging over 12 yards a catch. Let's just talk about 92 receptions at 12 yards a catch. Let's just do simple math. That means on average, 90 times in about 10 games. We'll call it about 10 games. We'll say he missed about 2 games, right? 90 times, about 9 times a game, he caught a first down. That's a length of the field drive by himself. How hard is that? Everybody who did anything near him, apologies to T-Mac, Nick Nash, you guys had great seasons. But his ability to get open, his ability to not be open and make contested catches, his ability to take tunnel screens and bubble screens and turn those into long gains, all just lets you know that we are talking about one of the greatest players of all time in college, one of the greatest talents. And we have to continue to soak this up because we will never see this again. Do I think somebody will have similar numbers to him in the Bolitnikov? Yes. We'll see somebody with similar numbers. We saw multiple players who had good numbers this year. Let me get to some exact numbers. Let's pull that up right quick. 92 catches, 1,152 yards, 14 tutties, 12 and a half yards per catch. We'll see something similar to that. We will. But let's get to the other part of it. What makes this Bolitnikov so special? The fact that it also came with a Bednard. The Count Award, absolutely. Best player, I get it. Love that he got that. But the significance of winning a Bednard top overall defensive player, and the top receiver. That's incredible. The mistake that was made in the Thorpe, when you talk about the top 4 candidates, Malachi Starks, you talk about Caleb Downs, you talk about Jahdae Barron. The fact that Travis Hunter wasn't a finalist was insane. Reason being, interceptions, passes defense, uh, PFF rating and coverage, and PFF overall rating. Of those 4 categories and those 4 players, 3 out of the 4, Travis was ranked 2. And then 1 in defensive grade and PFF grade defensively, he was number 1. For him not to be a finalist was crazy. But we got over that. We moved on. But for people to understand the impact that he has on the game from a cornerback position, forced a fumble, game-winning forced fumble, the interceptions, the tackles, forcing coverage to the other side of the field so DJ McKinney and Preston Hodge and Colton Hood could eat, being able to set the edge and set the edge and run support, and being a willing tackler. There are some times they say, oh, well, he didn't want to hit nobody. You don't want your cornerback hitting, but the fact that he was a willing tackler, I don't think that the Bednarik was given to him solely based on stats. The Bednarik was given to him based on impact. And so what more impactful player could you have in the country than someone worthy of a Bednarik and a Biletnikoff? We've seen great seasons at wide receiver. We've seen great seasons at corner. We've seen great corners be effective at wide receiver. Richard Sherman probably didn't get the press that he deserved, which could have a little bit to do with, some of his pointed responses, but I think they got that fixed. We always talk about Charles Woodson and what he did. Talk about Champ Bailey. But when we saw Champ Bailey with the ball in his hands offensively, when he was in the game, you pretty much knew it was coming. Charles Woodson, when you saw him in the game, you pretty much knew he was going to get the ball. The way that Travis Hunter impacted the game as a player. So on those highlights, you don't see how many touchdowns he sprung with key blocks. I go back to the Texas Tech game. Key block on a long touchdown that got the Buffaloes going. His willingness as a football player as a whole to do the things that matter. Let's talk about the penalty that DJ McKinney got when he was pointing at the other guy and Travis comes in. The leadership, the impact. Who Travis Hunter is as a person definitely shines on the football field. Fiery competitor. Someone who has inordinate flexibility, jumping ability, speed, route running, tackling, vision, intellect. We fail to talk enough about Travis Hunter in the classroom. But you have to understand that Travis Hunter has to have a above average intellect. Because when we talk about all the previous players who played both sides of the ball, usually they had to digest their one side of the ball defensively, and they had packages on the other side. To digest the entire offense on both sides of the ball, an entire playbook on both sides of the ball, whether it be offense or defense, it only speaks to his greatness. I understand that people usually hate on stuff that they don't understand. They fear they don't get it. They want to be in the know, but they just don't understand how this can happen. We've never seen it before. But I think that Travis has really opened eyes into what he can become on the next level. All of the snaps that he took, the conditioning that it takes to perform at that level on both sides. Dealing with, now he does all of this under a microscope when people told him he was wrong for going to Jackson State. And then when he had the opportunity to follow Coach Prime to Colorado, people were saying, "Well, okay, you did your charitable event, you did your favor to the culture by going to a HBCU. Now come on to Florida State." Chose Colorado and won the Heisman. Travis Hunter's night last night will have a lasting impact, and I want to keep talking about impact. This is going to impact recruiting. This is going to impact the way that writers look at future players who have multiple talents. This is also going to impact the way that people put limitations on people. When we don't understand, when people have only seen it done one way, you look at Coach Prime. Nobody thought that it was going to work in year 2. Nobody thought it was going to work in year 3 because they didn't understand it, they didn't get it, and now he's opened eyes and saying, you know what, an NFL and a professional style of college football can work. Now, your biggest hire this cycle is who? A professional football guy, probably the most decorated head coach of all time. Okay. I think you gotta give a nod to Coach Prime for helping there. No experience on the college level, 0. Sounds like somebody else I know. Didn't see the same vitriol for Coach Belichick as I did with Coach Prime, but hey, it's all good. But he opened eyes and he paved roads. He paved the way. Travis Hunter just did the same thing. He opened eyes, and now you'll see more guys go both ways. There are going to be guys that have special talents, and you have to meet the criteria. Freak athlete, willing to study, loves ball, and the intellect to do all of that, plus maintain your studies. And 9 times out of 10, if you're a guy doing all of that, you're going to have to maintain the media scrutiny that goes along with the player like that. The balancing that Travis Hunter just performed in front of a nation full of people is phenomenal. So I just wanted to take time today to break down how important this is, not just for Colorado, but for college football. Travis Hunter, you're a scholar and a gentleman and an excellent athlete. And from Dukes to Scoop, from Uncle Neely, and I'm sure he said it to you personally, and from everybody that's watching this, we want to give you a sincere thank you for what you've provided to college football. One of the greatest seasons in college football history on both sides of the ball, and you did it in 1 year. We just had to break it down for you, Trav. Man, much respect, and you better know, if you don't get that Heisman, it's going to be black and gold all up in New York. So now we just wait on the crown and jewel to your achievements this year, and we'll get ready for the bowl game. Travis Hunter, the man of the day, my man. All right, that's my time. Make sure y'all check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes D Scoop. And also, hey, you got to go to, Uncle Neely, he hooked me up. He showed me what to do. Also, Big Dog Chico, they put me on. Make sure you hit me on my YouTube channel at Dukes D Scoop, and you will see members of the Pregame Network there as well. All right, man, that's my time. I'm out.